A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1, coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. We've got the latest of news from here at home and across the globe lined up for you this afternoon. First, a look at your top stories.
3 suspects arrested for causing damages to a restaurant in Anamadua. 6 suspects arrested over a shooting in Valigama. JVP claims the cabinet should be held accountable for the damages caused by the Sri Lanka-Singapore FTA. Chairman of the Elections Commission provides reason for the delay in elections. Kerala flood relief teams rescue 22,000 as rain cease. Over 350 people killed.
Suspect is an individual known as Kasipu Nihal alias Nihal Premasiri.
Police media spokesperson Espiruan Kunasekara said the arrests were made at around 10 last night. The other 2 suspects are Thatta Gamini, alias Gamini Sarat, and Indika Pushpakumara. Police are on the lookout to apprehend another suspect involved in the attack, which took place on Saturday night. Serious damage was caused to the restaurant. However, it took authorities more than 24 hours to make the arrest despite the availability of CCTV footage of the attack.
Police have also arrested 6 people over a shooting that took place inside a restaurant in Guru Babila Valigama last night.
The shooting has taken place around 11 last night. Police said the shooting took place during a party following an argument that broke out between 6 people who were present. There were no casualties. However, police recovered the revolver that was discovered outside the hotel, and they believe it had been tossed out following the shooting. The police special task force and police K9 units have been called in to pursue several leads on the investigation.
Now, in more local news, 2 individuals were killed in an accident that took place in Hindagala, Peradeniya.
2 people died when a motorbike fell into a deep pond located close to Peradeniya University premises early this morning. The rider and pillion rider died after admission to the hospital. An individual died after he was knocked down by a train at an unguarded railway crossing in Padukka. Police said the deceased was knocked down by the train plying from Padukka to Colombo Fort at 7:05 in the morning. A 17-year-old boy drowned near the Aluddibul Vaver in Galenbindun Vaver. The 3-wheeler in which the body of the victim was carried to the hospital also met with an accident. Our correspondent said the remains are placed at the Anuradhapura Teaching Hospital for the post-mortem examination.
Now, moving on to some headline-making stories from the political arena. Chairman of the National Elections Commission, Mahinda Deshapriya, has held the government accountable for the delays in holding elections. He made these statements on Pathikada, that aired on our sister channel Sirasa TV this morning.
A provincial council election system has been proposed. We need to be made aware of the electorates under that system. But there is a report on that matter. The amended act and the electorate report both claim this has to be approved by Parliament. The National Elections Commission cannot overrule Parliament. There is a very important judicial verdict also delivered on the matter. The case was taken up in December last year, and the Minister of Local Government and the National Elections Commission were made accountable and respondents for the delay in holding the elections. We appeared before court and made it clear that we cannot hold the elections until the subject minister makes an approval and the amendments are made to the act. The Supreme Court ruling notes the government is responsible for the delay in holding the elections. Now it is said the new act is not valid as per another law. If all this is cleared by October, the 2018 electoral list will be registered, and by the end of this year or in the first quarter of next year, we will be able to have the elections for 6 provincial councils. We can even include the 2 councils that will be dissolved in March and conduct the elections for all those councils.
JVP parliamentarian Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa claimed the cabinet of ministers should be held accountable for the damages caused to the country via the Singapore-Sri Lanka Free Trade Agreement.
The people who placed their signatures on the FTA document have no clue what they signed up for. It was approved by cabinet, but they too have no idea of what is in it. We questioned this cabinet on a number of matters. After this agreement was produced on the 17th of January, were observations obtained from the Foreign Ministry and the Attorney General's Department? Were the relevant changes made? When was the amended agreement presented to Cabinet? It was never presented to Cabinet. Minister Malik Samaravikrama had signed this based on the arbitrary instructions of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Malik Samaravikrama, who signed this FTA, is like a helpless animal. He is making attempts to conceal this. He claims to make amendments to certain articles. That will never happen. The country has already agreed to an agreement that is detrimental to the service economy and all the professions. This agreement will make the country a hub for nuclear, chemical and clinical waste. We are not aware as to how far we can make corrections no matter what committee of experts is appointed. The cabinet must be held accountable to the harm caused to this country.
Still speaking on the free trade agreement, Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira said that he will not allow the Sri Lanka-Singapore free trade agreement to have a negative impact on the country. The minister made this statement at an event held in Ambalanthota.
There are different views on the Singapore Free Trade Agreement. We will not let this affect the country. A presidential commission has been appointed. If the committee confirms that this is unfavorable, we will stop this immediately.
Are expected to reduce gradually over the island from tonight. Light showers will occur in the western province and in the Galle and Mathura district. Strong gusty winds of up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour can be expected over the island, particularly in the central, northwestern, north central, southern, Sabaragamuwa and western provinces, and in the Badulla and Batiklo districts. And that's a wrap of Lunchtime News. To follow details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Charlene Benedict for the News First team. Your latest news update will come your way at 1:55. Good day.